Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's Dan here from Sports Cards UK, and in today's video we have another Mel Monday. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So in today's Mail Monday we have about 4 packages. 3 should be cards. I think we've got 1 from Topps and then also 1 from Panini. So without further ado, let's jump straight in and see what we've got. We've got something that's sellotape to start off with. So let's see if we can snip the corner and work our way in. I'll be a bit careful because this might have my address on it. So we have a couple of cards here. Oh Jesus, a bit heavy-handed with that. So these should be the Cardmaster 1958 cards. There you go, Cardmaster Football Tips, series of 50 cards. And the 2 that I went for, which were very, very, very cheap, is I've gone for Billy Wright, the centre-back for England and Wolves, and I've gone for Stanley Matthews, the centre-back, famously playing for Blackpool here, but also playing for Stoke in his career, and England. So you've got Billy Wright, one of the best centre-backs England's probably ever had, and you've got Stanley Matthews, who's one of the best kind of right midfielders I guess England's ever had, who was kind of wizard of the dribble, they used to call him. Invented a lot of the dribbling. Wasn't much of a kind of a right winger that you would see these days, where they would cut in on the left hand side and shoot. He was more a kind of run along the byline, cross it in, and then assist his teammates. Very, very skilled player. Actually supposedly invented a lot of the sports science that we see today. Did lots of kind of testing with nutrition on himself. A lot of people used to see him running up and down Blackpool Beach towards kind of the end of his career. Very, very decorated career. Plenty of good documentaries about there on Stanley Matthews. I'm not too sure on Billy Wright, but I don't actually own any Billy Wright cards, so this was a really, really cheap one to pick up. There was a and B C one of each of these that I could have probably picked up as well, but I do like the kind of the cartoon designs of these sets. Normally I'm not one for caricatures, but these 2 I thought were particularly nice. I like the kind of the green and white background. You have got a Bobby Charlton rookie card, which I believe is from this particular set. It's from the rookie year, which is 1958. So that's one to look out for. It is quite expensive. Compared to these, I probably paid about £2 each for these, whereas that one's going to run you up a lot. To find them in good condition is probably quite rare as well. So I mean, if you had one of a Bobby Charlton and a PSA 10, I'm sure it will go for a decent amount of money. But yeah, I'm quite happy with these. I don't know if they're going to fit in regular sleeves. Probably something I should have thought of, but I think they might. Just about. No. But I can get some bigger card sleeves of those. Maybe get some of the chunky ones that you use for kind of mem cards, that sort of thing. So for the second package, I think we can tear in from the bottom here. Thanks, Dan, from Paul. So these are a couple of the Roy Keane cards that I've picked up for my PC. As you know, as you've probably seen from the last few Mail Mondays, I mainly have just been picking up cheap cards of Roy Keane because there isn't too many heavy investments that I'm looking at the moment. I have so many cards at this point, and with PSA locked up for grading, it's just really flipping frustrating. I could have sworn a million times, but it's really, really frustrating that I've got 2 sets of cards out there that I'm looking at a year turnaround, 12-month turnarounds from PSA. They're now shut because of the boom in Pokemon and sports cards. There's people sending off, I've seen people sending off 20p Hakim Ziyech cards or stickers from UEFA Champions League, which, I mean, is great as part of your PC and stuff like that, but it just means that everyone else that's kind of sending off expensive cards, they're all getting kind of, the traffic is just insane with everyone sending off anything and everything. So it's a bit frustrating with the whole grading thing. I am trying to save up as much as money as I can so that I can put that towards grading, and get things sent out and get things sold. But it is so frustrating at the moment having to wait on these grading companies. And with SGC putting their prices up to something like £75 a card, I'm kind of giving up on the whole grading thing. It's a funny one in that once a card's graded, and if it's a decent grade, the value is so much higher than selling that card raw that it is worth waiting. It's just very frustrating waiting at the moment. It's one of the things that gripes me about this hobby, is that we're just having to wait so long for cards to come back, that I really hope PSA have some changes in place, that they can build as many offices as they possibly can, bring in as many new employees as they possibly can, and kind of speed up the process, because right now it is just insane, the amount of cards that are going into PSA and the wait times. So I have just been, as I said, saving and just kind of picking up cards here and there. So little things like these Fruitera cards are quite cool. This is out from the sort of the same timeout set as the Beckham one with his dog. And then you've also got this kind of slightly ugly coloured looking card here. Not the nicest looking card, I must say. Fruitera are a bit funny with their colour palettes with this particular set, with sort of the 90s cards, the late 90s cards. But this is kind of an interesting Roy Keane in a turtleneck, which is probably not something that you see all the time. But yeah, an interesting couple of cards to add to the collection. Now, next up, we should have a parcel which is from Topps, which is quite interesting because if you follow me on TikTok, a lot of the cards that I open up on TikTok are Topps, and you barely see any Topps products opened up on YouTube. That is because I tend to get quite a lot of stuff coming in from Topps. I do want to kind of keep Mail Mondays consistent, so I am kind of bringing the Topps stuff over into Mail Mondays, just so that I can keep Mail Mondays consistent, because it is my favourite series or type of video to make. I believe it's yours as well, which is great. I get loads of good feedback on Mail Mondays. So if I can bring the Topps stuff from TikTok over into YouTube, I will do that, because YouTube is kind of the main platform for me. It's the one I enjoy the most. So you should see some Topps Now, Topps Living sets on Mail Mondays, which you probably never would have seen before. I did do the Topps Now video recently about my Topps Now collection, so I'll put it up here somewhere if you haven't seen it, and that's done really well. So I do need to do a living set update on that as well. But it does look like we have some Topps Now cards. This is the kind of the standard Topps Now packaging that you would see from Topps when ordering cards from them. It seems quite thick, so we might have a number of cards. I think you can see we've got the Amad Diallo rookie card, but I think this also is where we can see the Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, there we go. Now, we didn't get a parallel. We did just order just the one. It hasn't looked like we definitely haven't got the parallel, because you can see this is just the standard base. He scored 768 career goals, and there was 768 parallels in this particular set. So you could get red backgrounds, green and blue, green and red, all sorts. I don't think it was green and blue. I think it was white, black, red, green and red, and then maybe another one, maybe a white one. But yeah, this is just the standard one. Very rare. I had to pick this up for the personal collection. We got a Mukoku first home goal. Another Mukoku card. Yes, I know, but I just decided to pick one up anyway. And we did get 5 of the Amad Diallo rookie cards. Again, no parallels with these. Parallels were available. I just didn't hit one here. I think there was an all black background, and then there was a red one, I believe, as well. But yeah, these are just the standard base Amad Diallo. So I do normally kind of pick up 1 or 2 Topps Nows. I don't tend to pick up 5 like I used to. I think the last time I picked up 5 Topps Now of one particular card was actually the Pedri card, which actually did work out really well for me, so I'm glad I did do that. But I think Amad Diallo was a little bit of an exception, where I was like, I will get 5. The print run is probably super high. Don't know what it is at the time of making this video, but I can put it up on screen somewhere what the print run is for this particular card. I can imagine it's probably potentially could have beaten Mukoku, which was like in the 40,000s or 38,000, I think it was. So that'll be interesting. But Amad Diallo is kind of a special kind of star. He's tipped to be the kind of the next best thing by a lot of people, a lot of journalists, football journalists. The goal he scored against Roma was particularly good one. He kind of lobbed Donnarumma with a header, which I spoke about in a previous video, so I won't go into too much detail. But the Topps Now for me is going to be a better investment than the Topps Living set, which I did pick up recently on TikTok. But the Topps Now for me is the better card to go for, is the picture card as opposed to an artist's impression. So onto the final parcel. Now I'm going to have to open it down here annoyingly, because my address is on both sides. And I couldn't kind of blank it out from the back because it's like one of those sort of see-through windows, which was a bit annoying. But I should know what's in here. This is from Panini. I'll just slide it up on there. And that is everything. And to kind of switch roles in terms of opening up Topps Now on TikTok, on here as opposed to TikTok, this is something that I will be opening up on TikTok. So this is an NBA Hoops fat pack. These are getting quite expensive, the fat packs now, like £25, £30 for fat packs with 30 cards in it. It's getting a bit much for me. Panini are a bit frustrating with the pricing of their products at the moment, but if you haven't already seen the NBA Hoops video, again, I'll link that up on screen. I'm linking loads of stuff up on screen on this video. But I will put that up on screen. I did open up a blaster box of these, so check that out. I did get a really cool slam insert, or 2 slam inserts, so definitely check those out. They are pretty cool inserts that you get in NBA Hoops. The jersey swap this year is really cool as well. But this is just to open up and bring up a bit of basketball onto the TikTokers. I know I've got a lot of football fans on TikTok, but then also some basketball, and we don't get to see too much basketball on TikTok. So if I can open up a fat pack and go through that, then yeah, hopefully that provides some good content for those of you who watch the TikTok as well, which is at Sports Cards UK if you're interested. So there we go. That is it for this particular Mail Monday. Quite an interesting set in that we've got some Topps Now to show you. We've got some Roy Keane PC pickups. We've also got some vintage stuff with the 1958 cards up at the top here of Billy Wright and Stanley Matthews. We got some prospecting with Diallo and Mukoku. And we also got the Cristiano Ronaldo card as well, which I'm sure many of you picked up. Plenty of people messaged me about that. Quite a few people messaged me about that as an investment. That I said I wasn't too keen on, but I did like it as kind of a record breaker card. Those of you who have invested in that completely understand, but I just think there are better cards to go for, in my opinion. Rookie cards and stuff for me are always going to be king, as opposed to record breaker cards or achievement based cards. But there we go. I hope you did enjoy this Mail Monday. Obviously, if you did, please do drop a big like on the video. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. And I'll see you on the next Mail Monday. Thanks very much.